Hello everyone, this is Fantasy Ask and welcome back to ClanGen, the Warrior Cats clan generator game. When we left off in the previous episode, well guys, I don't know why, but I feel like almost nothing of importance happened. Well, except for the fact that 3 cats from Drift Clan died, so we got their death notices, and these were actually cats that we were kind of familiar with. So if we jump down to the unknown residents, Eggnudge down here, Airclaw and Sharp Freckle died. I mean, we didn't really know Sharp Freckle much, but or Airclaw. Actually, no. Airclaw, we knew. He was part of the Great Exile when he was an apprentice. But Eggnudge, we pretty much raised into a warrior. And these cats, they all kind of died young, so I'm thinking some sort of accident must have happened for them to pass away. But other than that, guys, in the actual camp with the actual cats, I feel like not much of importance happened. I mean, we had, little things going on between the different cats and small interactions, but even then, no loyalties have changed. I checked, everything is the same as it was at the beginning of the last episode, and the patrols were actually kind of, boring. Nothing really happened. So let's hope that this moon is going to be different and that something is going to shake the clan up. I, at this point, do not care whether it is a death, whether it is a birth or a breakup. Just give me something to be excited about. So with that, guys, let us dive into the cat list and see what exactly is going on. Okay, Froststar is not looking forward to the sparse hunting in Leaf Bear, okay? So she's just worried about the prey pile and how we might not have nearly as many resources as we would like. Snail Dusk almost got lost near some two-leg nests. I'm also wondering, with this whole Froststar, I'm not looking forward to sparse hunting. I'm wondering, because Froststar and her daughter Smoke Thunder were talking to Drift Clan's new deputy Jenny, and mediator Linger. And maybe while they were talking, they were getting told, and these conversations were happening before we got the death notices. So I wonder if they were also telling maybe Froststar an opportunity about a lot of prey that they found somewhere, and that maybe Drift Clan was going out with some of the younger warriors to find the prey before Leaf Bear comes in. And then as a result of that hunting, maybe the warriors died young, maybe there was an accident. And so now that the news has come back of their death notices, Froststar is a little bit worried about what the clan might have to do to get extra food to stock up for Leaf Bear. And maybe she's worried that their warriors are potentially going to end up in the same sort of accidents. So, Okay, Bloom Freckle saw some kitty pets playing with colorful moss balls. Child Stripe saw a kitty pet with no fur at all. Iris Quiver is humming a tune he heard near a two-leg place. Cicada Lotus wishes he could take the day off. And I could kind of see this because I think in the last episode, Froststar was being cranky at him or ignoring Cicada Lotus. So I could kind of see how Cicada Lotus maybe feels a little bit underappreciated, and so he's thinking, you know what? I don't even think Froststar needs me. I don't want to do anything today. Can I just not do something today? I think that's what he's thinking. Okay, Blue Stripe doesn't want to go on Dawn Patrol. Blue Stripe, it's okay. You don't have to. You don't have to because you are still injured. And it's been 2 moons. You're still injured. You can rest up. Smoke Thunder doesn't want to go on Dusk Patrol either. She is a good fighter, though. She is a good fighter. But I imagine Smoke Thunder and maybe Blue Stripe are hanging out together, thinking that they don't want to go on Dawn Patrol. And Blue Stripe is saying, well, I can't go. Oh, no. Yeah, Blue Stripe is saying, I can't go on Dusk Patrol. And Smoke Thunder is saying, yeah, and I have to go on Dusk Patrol. So that's kind of cool. Those two are hanging out with each other. Okay, Locust Leaf is worried others are judging him. I wonder why this is. He's not normally an insecure cat. So I wonder what happened or what is happening or will be happening to make him feel so worried or insecure? Okay, that's fascinating. Duckpelt worries about the lack of prey Leaf Bear will bring, and guys, once more, because I say that cats who have the same prompts hanging out together, this means that Duckpelt and Frostar are hanging out together right now, thinking about the death notices from Drift Clan and the potential dangers that hunting might bring to their clan. So they're both worrying about the lack of prey. Guys, Duckpelt is so faithful to her leader and so dedicated and devoted to her leader. I'm just getting like so many examples of this. Okay, Sandy Speckle is relieved Charred Stripe sided with him during an argument. That is actually very cute because Charred Stripe has not been having the best opinion of Sandy Speckle, I think. So the fact that she was still able to go out of her way and support him and side with him during an argument makes me feel as though, she is not ruled by emotion nearly as much as some of the others. Although in that same breath, we do have to remember that she's the only cat that actually hates one of the other members of the clan. But that's kind of intriguing. And I imagine, you know what? I mean, these two are both anti-loyalists, so then again, I could kind of see how maybe that was the argument, and Charred Stripe was thinking, you know what? We have a lot of disagreements, but on this one thing we can agree on. And I think Charred Stripe was kind of spending time with Frostar in the last episode, like going back and forth, trying to figure out if she was making the right decision by siding with the anti-loyalists, and, she was trying to figure her own opinion out. And so far, she hasn't changed her position. She's still an anti-loyalist. So I think this would have been really, really nice kind of bonding between her and Sandy. And Scale Run is thinking about how awful kitty pet food must taste. Okay, honey, it is time for us to stop thinking about kitty pet food and go out on patrols. I am hoping that patrols this time around will be slightly exciting. Like I really am. So let's send out Bloom Freckle, see what happens here. Bloom Freckle notices that the moss in the medicine cat den is getting old. She needs to go and gather some more. Mouse Dung. When Bloom Freckle gets to the best moss gathering spot, she finds that some animal has dug up most of the moss. She'll have to leave the rest to repopulate before gathering from this spot again. Okay, that was a little bit unfortunate, so she didn't really get much. And now we have the exciting patrols. So let's go ahead and actually see what goes on here. Although I can't say that the medicine cat patrols aren't exciting because literally all the kitten litters we've ever discovered has been in the medicine cat patrol. But let's go ahead and see the assignments that our deputy does. And so the deputy has decided that Duckpelt, Scale Run, Iris Quiver, Cicada Lotus, Locust Leaf, and Frostar are going out together. So let's go ahead and see what they come across. Oh! Locust Leaf finds a wounded cat near the Thunder Path. So this could actually end up being another cat that goes to Drift Clan. We'll have to see. Proceed. As Locust Leaf inspects the cat, he finds that she's already hunting with her ancestors. The patrol takes a moment to say a prayer for the cat and bury them. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. So this was Grouse Blink. Grouse Blink's ghost now wanders. Your clan's reputation towards outsiders has remained neutral. I mean, we tried to see if, there was any help that could be given, but she had already passed on. Oh wow, that's unfortunate. I feel like, I don't know, Locust Leaf before this patrol was feeling a little bit sensitive, so I wonder if this would affect him just a little bit. Like, I can imagine him. He's not really a cat that feels ever, helpless, but I feel like he would actually feel a little bit helpless after this. Something like this. If it happened to one of his clan members, and he takes a lot of pride in being, protective of the others. and a source of security for, someone like Stripe. So I feel like this would make him feel, for the first time, very helpless. If something like this happened to one of his clan members, he wouldn't be able to protect them. How do you protect them from something like this? So, okay, let's quickly check the unknown residents. So who was it? Grouseblink. Okay, she was kind of up there in age, but this was the cat that the former clan cat apparently, that we kind of saw the body of. Wow, that's kind of sad. That is sad. I was, thinking that maybe we'll find an extra cat for Drift Clan, because even Drift Clan, do you remember how they had 2 pages of cats? Even they've been losing population. So I think, I don't know guys, these past few moons, it's actually been hard on both Drift Clan and on Feather Clan. And our final patrol, we have Sandy Speckle, Smoke Thunder, and Snail Dusk. So let's see. I feel like this is a little bit of a unexpected group. So we'll have to see what goes on between these guys. Okay, the patrol catches the scent of a fox, but is it red or grey, and is it worth a fight if they encounter it? So our skills are caretaking and fighting, I feel like 2 complete opposites, and then the patrol traits are loving and childish. So we'll have to see how that goes. Snail Dusk leads the patrol to the end of the scent trail, where a red fox sits plucking the feathers of a plump seagull. With careful signals, the cats set up an ambush. There aren't many of them, but the fox doesn't need to know that. With a massive explosion of yowls, the cats sound like a full battle patrol, and the fox yips with fear as the cats pounce to take possession of the bird. Okay, so this was the exact kind of same sort of patrol, both prompt and outcome, that we saw in the last episode with the 3 cats who went out. So again, nothing too exciting, but they managed to get some food out. Although I wonder if this kind of ties in to the concern that our leader and, Duckpelt were having about minimal prey during Leaf Bear, and also the situations that, like, the clan is getting itself into finding food. And 2 times we've already kind of seen that they are trying to outsmart the smaller patrols, outsmart foxes to get food off of them. But when is this going to not work? Like, when is this going to stop being a success and start being something that takes one of the cat's lives? I don't know. I mean, it sounds fun and playful when they succeed, but it could easily be something that goes south. Okay, so that's all we have for patrols, and we're going to be feathering on, no, we are going to be focusing on, Fern Clan. So Fern Clan will go ahead and praise you guys, and I'm going to cut the recording here, guys. We'll be back in a second, and then we shall continue. It is time for us to skip a moon and see what happens. Patrols were better than last episode, but not as exciting, maybe, as I would have hoped. So we'll go ahead and see if we get some of that excitement here. Let's have a look, guys. Okay, no fun notices for births and deaths. But it's okay, guys. Let's see what else happens. Terrible weather convinces Frosta to skip this gathering. Any praising of Fern Clan can wait until the sky isn't caving in on Feather Clan. Okay, so we didn't even bother going this time around. The herb stores have quite a lot of cobwebs. The excess is given back to the earth. Oh wow, that's the first time we've kind of gotten a medicine cat notice. Blue Stripe's claw wound has healed, but the injury left them scarred. Oh, this is the first scar we've ever had. Oh my goodness. Blue Stripe. Oh look, guys! He's got that reddish kind of scar on his neck almost. Oh my goodness. That is wild. I think Iris Quiver actually had an incident with a rogue where he had a claw wound, but even he didn't have a scar. But our little plushie has a scar. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, the little plushie. That is so cool though. Okay, Sandy Speckle was seen touching noses with Alona. Scandalous. The clan has encountered falling. I mean, Falling is a member of Drift Clan, so I don't think that's too surprising. But, So, Falling is over there, interacting with one of our younger warriors. Fascinating. And it is time now to dive into relationships. So let's see what goes on over here. Cicada Lotus got into an unexpectedly in-depth conversation while on a patrol with Frostar. Okay, so maybe Cicada Lotus got over his annoyance at being ignored by Frostar from the previous episode, or the previous moon. Bloomfreckle asks Chardstripe to remind her of who's already gone on patrol today, so the best friends are spending time together. Bloomfreckle warns Locust Leaf about something on the ground so Locust Leaf doesn't trip. That is very kind of her, given that Locust Leaf is her best friend's current pursuer and mate. Sandy Speckle accuses Frostar of lying about something Frostar has no reason to lie about. And you know, Sandy Speckle met, Falling. Although I don't know if that... Hold on a second. Actually, this is the way to tell. Actually, okay, this is miscellaneous, so it probably isn't going to show up on relationships. But I wonder if Sandy Speckle, while talking to Falling, maybe found out something about Frostar. Maybe Frostar... Actually, you know what? I think the 3 deaths that we saw in the previous episode, I think Frostar maybe kept, like, news of those deaths to herself. To herself and to her daughter, Smoke Thunder, who was there with her when they... Actually, no. I don't think Smoke Thunder would know. Yes, they were talking to the mediator and the deputy, Jenny and Linja, together, but the notices came afterwards, and I reckon the notices went straight to Frostar, and that's why Frostar was worrying about it earlier in the day, or earlier in the episode, but last moon. Frostar was worrying about it, but I imagine that Frostar didn't tell everyone else about the deaths because she didn't want to make everyone sad, and she didn't want to freak them out. But when Sandy Speckle went to talk to Falling, a member of Drift Clan, he found out that 3 warriors died in one moon. And, these warriors, a lot of them were ones that maybe not Sandy Speckle, but the other cats were familiar with, and also the other cats had close ties to. So maybe Sandy Speckle came back and was upset that Frostar wouldn't tell them about that and would lie to them about everything being fine, because they kind of trust Frostar to disseminate important news when it comes. Because sometimes Frostar's the only one who is made aware of certain things and finds out about what's happening in other clans. So I think Sandy Speckle is upset about that. Yeah. I mean, because on the other side, if the warriors don't know what to be cautious of, then how would they be cautious? Plus, Sandy Speckle, I'm fairly sure, was on the smaller patrol that kind of went up against a fox or tried to outsmart a fox. And Sandy Speckle is probably frustrated, thinking that, if you had told us that there have been a lot of deaths recently because of this, food problem, and people maybe not taking danger or taking greater risks to get to food so that they can stock up before Leaf Bear, then Sandy Speckle would have said something, like he would have spoken up in the patrol to not take that risk. So, that was surprisingly a lot to talk about there. Okay, Frostar wishes she could get her pelt to shine like snail dusks. Okay, so that's... I think this is Frostar thinking that... I think she's thinking about her age at this point. Like, that's how I'm going to interpret this whole pelt shine thing. She's thinking about her age and how Snail Dusk is younger than her. And that's what the pelt shine shows, like Snail Dusk's youth and health. Even though she's, well, a senior, just like Frostar, but Snail Dusk is still like many, many moons younger. So I think Frostar is wishing that she was a little bit younger and she could keep things together a little bit better. Okay, Sandy Speckle points out to Snail Dusk that a spider is in her nest before she sits in it. Okay, and then Sandy Speckle goes and hangs out with the deputy, Snail Dusk, so that's kind of nice. Snail Dusk can't help but feel uneased at Chardstripe's words lately. You know, the other interesting thing I just realized is that Chardstripe is mates with and being pursued by Snail Dusk's son, Lotus Leaf. So I don't know. Maybe, and Snail Dusk has never really gotten along too well with Chardstripe. They've had moments when they've kind of made peace, but they haven't been able to really develop a friendship like Chardstripe and Bloomfreckle has. So I wonder if Chardstripe maybe confessed just a little bit that she, you know what, I can kind of see Snail Dusk telling Chardstripe to be a bit more firm with Locust Leaf if she's not that interested in him, and that it's not nice to maybe lead him on. And I think Chardstripe would have said, who said anything about leading on? I am actually interested in him. And I think Snail Dusk didn't really like that, because Snail Dusk doesn't get along well with Chardstripe, and I feel as though Snail Dusk would rather her son look at a younger cat, like Scalarun. So, and plus, Scalarun is actually her best friend's daughter. Actually, no. Snail Dusk, and Bloomfreckle are not best friends. But the point is, Snail Dusk, I think, gets along with Bloomfreckle more than Chardstripe. She would rather her son be with a younger cat that's around his age, like Scalarun, instead of being with someone that Snail Dusk doesn't really like Chardstripe. So I think that's what's going on over here. Okay, Iris Quiver asks Locust Leaf if there's something in his teeth, right? So this is Iris Quiver and his stepson spending time together. Iris Quiver, Chardstripe, and Blue Stripe took a sunbath and had a little small talk. I imagine they're talking about Blue Stripe's newest scar, which is really cool. Iris Quiver is sharing the latest gossip he heard over the border with Sandy Speckle. Okay, he heard gossip over the border. Normally, I would say that it is the last negative event that happened, but since this is gossip over the border, I'm assuming that Iris Quiver probably found out about the deaths as well. And then he's sharing it with Sandy Speckle, who already knows about this because Falling told him, and he already confronted Froster. And Sandy Speckle's like, well, I already know about it. I already got told about it. Froster didn't tell us. So I think that's what's happening over here. Okay, but I think Sandy Speckle probably appreciated the fact that when Iris Quiver did find out, and Iris Quiver is his grandfather, when his grandfather did find out, he came straight to him. So even though it wasn't something new, he appreciated the thought in sharing. Okay, Iris Quiver came back to camp sulking after failing to catch Cicada Lotus's favorite prey for him, but he didn't seem to care, nuzzling into Iris Quiver's neck. He was just happy Iris Quiver was back. Okay, so they're having some romantic time with each other. Chardstripe was flattered by Iris Quiver's politeness this morning. Okay, so he's being very nice to her. Chardstripe started a huge argument between Locust Leaf and Froster. Oh my goodness. Chardstripe is supposed to be mediating. But you know what? I think what happened here is that Chardstripe and Locust Leaf basically started going into a deep discussion about why Frostar is not fit to be leader. And they started going into deep discussion. And by this point, I imagine, everyone has found out about the 3 deaths in Rift Clan. They started talking about this, and, after this talk, Locust Leaf realized how much Frostar needs to step down. And it's like his belief in being an anti-loyalist just got further solidified. And I think that's what happened over here. Yeah. And maybe Locust Leaf, You know, just like Sandy Speckle, he went to confront Frosta. And that's when this huge argument happened. So, I wonder what Frosta's gonna do. Like, all these younger cats are now coming up to her and actually arguing with her about decisions she's making and things she's trying to do. Like, the younger generation, they are not happy, and they're being vocal about it. The older cats, they're kind of like sitting on their, unhappiness, I suppose. But the younger ones, no, they're letting everyone know how they feel. Okay, Charred Stripe runs into Smoke Thunder at the medicine den. They both have a tummy ache from two halves of the same prey. So that's a neutral sort of effect. But these two, yeah, they've definitely become more friendly ever since, the talk. Okay, Blue Stripe bickered about something trivial with Cicada Lotus. Okay, Blue Stripe and Cicada Lotus. And Cicada Lotus is his stepfather, which is another relation that I keep forgetting about. Smoke Thunder notices that Bloomfreckle brought her a big piece of prey, so she would be very appreciative of that, especially because Bloomfreckle has not been getting along well with Smoke Thunder. You know what? I can kind of see how Bloomfreckle, I think when it comes specifically, like when we look at the cat list, I think specifically Bloomfreckle refuses to get involved between Smoke Thunder and Charred Stripe, but Bloomfreckle still goes out of her way to be kind to Smoke Thunder, because outside of that one incident, she doesn't necessarily have a problem with Smoke Thunder. It's just when it comes to that one thing. It's like she's taking her best friend's side, full stop. So, I think that's how I'm going to interpret that. Okay, Locust Leaf can't remember a word for the life of him, but Blue Stripe helps him remember it, which is actually very, very sweet. Duckpelt and Bloomfreckle notice a cloud is shaped like a star. So these two are bonding just a little bit. When tucking in for the night, Sandy Speckle saw Blue Stripe fixed his nest. Oh, that's so cute. Blue Stripe is being so cute and caring towards his son, even though his son is all grown up and a warrior now. Oh, that's adorable. And you know what? Sandy Speckle, as soon as he became a warrior, he actually wished that he could still do badger rides with the older cats. And I feel like with this dynamic, like the father-son dynamic, I feel like Sandy Speckle would still act like a little kid, and I feel like Blue Stripe would still fuss over his son and treat his son like a little kid. Oh, that's adorable. Okay, Scaleron walks by Snail Dusk, mumbling something about a clanmate with a sour expression. Okay, who had a sour expression? It's going to be whoever Scaleron has the lowest relationship with. And then Snail Dusk heard her. Okay, who do you have? Which clan cat? And it includes family, because it says clanmate. Let's see. You have the lowest relationship with Charred Stripe. Oh, this kind of adds to the drama a little bit. So Scaleron walked past Snail Dusk, muttering something about the sour expression on Charred Stripe's face. And Snail Dusk doesn't like Charred Stripe, and doesn't like that his son is involved with Charred Stripe. So that's kind of interesting. Okay, and finally, Scaleron wishes Cicada Lotus would stop giving her gifts, as her nest is getting too full. Oh, Scaleron. Oh, Scaleron. Oh. And she's cold, actually. I think Scaleron likes her own space and her own way of doing things, and sometimes, something... For example, if her brother was being given all these gifts, he would be so happy. Sandy Speckle loves sparklies and gifts. But Scaleron, no. It's like someone is getting into her zone, they're messing up her space, they're taking up her space. So, yeah, unfortunately, that misfired a little bit and she didn't really like it. But okay, guys, that's what we have for events. I feel like more happened than last time because there was, at least in my eyes, more to talk about with the little dramas between everyone than we had last time. So we did actually get some fascinating stuff done. Although I am still holding out, guys. I am still holding out hope on Child Stripe and Locust Leaf and them giving me kids. So there is that. But aside, you know, we also had some like arguments. I mean, literally, Child Stripe inadvertently caused an argument between Locust Leaf, her mate, and Frostar, and then Frostar got confronted by two of the younger cats. So there actually was quite a bit of drama happening. But okay, guys, with that said and done, I am gonna leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.